we are going to talk about our favorite subject on this channel, and that is our children. And I'm going to start with a post that I put out on YouTube a couple weeks back in relation to parenting and helping our children to thrive in this journey that they're in and not just survive. So the post was about you have to teach your children how to communicate. Learn to communicate with your children in a very healthy way. Teach them and show them that having an opinion and voicing your perspective on something does not have to result in yelling and screaming and shame and guilt and broken bones. That there is another way to have a conversation and communicate with somebody from a loving and compassionate place. So welcome back to my channel, Be the Light in Their Storm. You can subscribe below, make sure you get access to my videos, and you can also follow me over on Instagram at Be the Light in Their Storm. And we're going to talk about everything from parenting with a toxic partner to healing yourself and all the good, bad, and ugly that kind of comes with the journeys that we are on if you are, co-parenting, attempting to co-parent with a toxic ex. So getting back to, teaching our children how to communicate, and that's a big part of anybody's life, is being able to openly and from a place of vulnerability talk with other people and feel heard and seen but not judged. And I feel like, especially in this day and age, everybody is out to judge someone else and critique what they're doing with their life, where they're at in their life. And it's just kind of, part of society. But I do feel like we are coming out of that phase, and people are starting to stop and actually listen and recognize everyone's own perspective and own opinions and sees them as just that. It's not something that has to dictate your life. So children now, especially coming out of, a situation where maybe there was domestic abuse going on when you were still with the toxic person, emotional, mental, any kind of thing that's going to set off your natural rhythms, your children are going to pick up on that. They're going to sense the stress and the tension and the unease coming from you, and their bodies are going to, adapt some of that. So their idea of communicating or lack thereof is based on what they saw when they were little. And if all they saw or heard was yelling and screaming from their parents, then they're going to pick up on that. They're going to their bodies are going to absorb that. And also, if they are having a conversation with a toxic parent and their feelings get hurt or unseen or ignored, their bodies are going to absorb that as that's what they are worthy of. So that dynamic for them continues on. Every time they're, in the environment around this other parent, their guards are going to be up. They're going to expect conflict. They are going to have, this imbalance within them that they're only worthy of this because that's what this parent gives them versus, the sky's the limit. So what you want to do is healthy, positive parent is to create, again, that safe haven environment where they have the ability to experience normal, healthy conversations that are back and forth, that do share difference of opinions, that don't result in feeling, unfulfilled, unwhole. And that's not what we want to continue to put in our children's lives. And as a parent, coming out of this toxic situation yourself, you very well could still be living in a heightened state of reactivity and emotions that you still need to work through. So you want to be aware of how you are communicating with your children, and are you really listening to what they say to you, or are you just waiting to respond? Because when you're coming out of toxic relationships and conversations don't go back and forth, they are very one-sided, and you do feel like you constantly just have to defend yourself, and you tend to tune out what the other person is saying because you know it's all lies or put downs, and you take on that as kind of your habit. So you want to start to really pay attention to your interactions with your children on a level of communication. And if you notice that, maybe you're not fully listening to them when they come and talk to you, or maybe you are just ready and going on defensive automatically. But the more you can become aware of these habit loops that you're in, the more you can start to adjust those and course correct them to a more positive, active listening scenario. And your children are going to notice these shifts. They're going to notice and feel that, hey, wait, my needs are being heard. I do feel like I have a voice. We're not fighting at the end of this. And their nervous system and their body is going to start to pick this up as being something that they want more of, because it does make them feel good and calm. And they'll start to course correct themselves through learning from you and your healing journey. So you really want to always keep in mind that, your household is yours. And as much as the toxic ex or other parents may try to control or manipulate into your environment, once you establish the boundaries of what you're allowing into your environment, then you can really start to adjust things within your own home for you. And communication is just one of those places to start. So I thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video down below. And you can follow me over on Instagram for more posts that kind of relate to all kinds of topics that we're going to talk on here. So thank you. Bye. I feel like I'm very short.